The Seat Leon ST Cupra R is the most extreme version of the third generation Seat Leon estate. But wait, there's an elephant in the room, because the Seat Leon ST Cupra R shares its platform, gearbox and engine with two very well-established rivals, the Volkswagen Variant R and, although not available as an estate, the Audi S3. So why would anyone choose the Seat over its more established rivals? Well, that's what I'm going to try to find out in this video. What I'm driving here is a Seat Leon ST Cupra R. I know that name is a mouthful, so let's decode it together. Seat means that it's a Seat, duh. That is the Spanish brand that currently belongs to the Volkswagen Group. Leon means that it's their C-segment car rivaling others such as the Volkswagen Golf or the Ford Focus. ST means that it's their estate version or station wagon version, as you'd like to call it. Cupra, it's Seat's sporty sub-brand. It's now a standalone brand, but back when this car was built in 2019, it was still a sub-brand from Seat. And R means that it's their most extreme version, in this case with a 2-liter turbo sending 300 horsepower to all four wheels. But this car isn't really stock either. It's got Bilstein B16 suspension, and if you come here to the front, we've got 370mm AP disc brakes, which the owner told me he replaced because the originals get warped very easily. This car has a lot of track use. It's also got a stage 1 tune, putting out 365 horsepower instead of the 300 that it's got stock. It's also got a stage 1 DSG tune, which removes the automatic upshifts when the car reaches the rev limiter in manual mode. Now you can bang on the rev limiter all you want. As a side note, this car is built on the MQB platform, which is the same platform that cars such as the 7th generation Golf or the Audi TT have. When I mean that this car is used for track days, I really mean it. Inside the car there's the Nürburgring season pass, and over 6,000 of the kilometers that this car has traveled, it's been on the ring. And actually, since we're here in Madrid, Spain, that also means that most of the kilometers that this car has have been traveling to and from the Nürburgring. So you can really call this car a ring tool, although we're over 1,500 kilometers away from the ring. Besides the 300 horsepower and all-wheel drive, what makes the Cupra R so special is that it's actually a limited edition. Only 3,000 units were made worldwide, and 300 of those were made for the Spanish market. And the Cupra R has some bespoke bronze-colored details throughout the car that make it stand out. For example, you can see them in the wheels, there is more bronze coloring in the front bumper, and finally the badges. Other details that make the ST Cupra R stand out in comparison to a regular Leon ST is, for instance, this carbon fiber spoiler that you can see here. You've also got a carbon fiber diffuser in the back, and you've also got a carbon fiber splitter in the front. As I was saying before, this is the last Cupra that was actually called a Seat. After this car, it became a standalone brand, and I actually think that is a very wise decision on Volkswagen's part. First of all, this is the only sporty brand that Volkswagen has that is actually affordable. And second, these cars have a much more aggressive styling than its normal counterparts, so I actually think it was a very good decision to make. If you've reached this point in the video and are enjoying it as much as I enjoyed making it, would you mind subscribing? This is a new channel for me, and new subscribers helps a lot with growth and with getting my videos recommended by YouTube. So thank you very much. Let's take it for a spin. Going over the spec sheet, this car has 300 horsepower in stock form. This unit in particular has 365 horsepower, and that is sent to all four wheels via the 7-speed DSG gearbox. This car has a Bilstein B16 suspension, so it may be a little bit too hard for some people. I mean, this car, as I said before, has more track day miles than actual miles, so it does make sense that it's got a more, say, sporty setup. But I know that you may be noticing how the camera is moving around because the car is firm, especially as I go over these speed humps. I know it's a detail, but one thing that stands out about this car is the usability of its digital dashboard. You've got a lot of things that you can change around and see. You've even got a stopwatch if you're in a track day, and you can look at all different car stats from here. You can go into Cupra mode over here just by pressing this button, which lets you choose from the central screen the different drive modes such as Comfort, Sport, Cupra or Individual. It changes the setup of the suspension, the engine response, the gearbox response. So first of all, let's go into a twisty road, the same road that I went on my MX-5 video, to see how this car really behaves. Now let's put it into Sport mode. You can tell that this car has 365 horsepower the instant that you press even a quarter of the gas pedal just by how the car goes. It's insane. But then you can take this car into drive mode and it becomes a daily driver. It becomes a regular Seat Leon Cupra. A car that you can take your family around, that it's very practical, that you can actually take on a long road trip. And now let's go onto the freeway to actually test how this car accelerates and how it goes from, say, 0 to 120 kilometers an hour. Now let's see how this Cupra accelerates. So when it comes to actually equipping this car, one thing that I should note is that there is no optional equipment aside from the color. Regarding everything else, this car is absolutely fully loaded. You get these beautiful seats that are half Alcantara and half leather. And you've got a panoramic sunroof, power folding mirrors and heated mirrors, dual zone, climate control, and perhaps more importantly, adaptive suspension. That all comes standard on the Cupra R. I actually think that's very interesting because it is very unlike the rest of the Volkswagen Group cars, which actually make you pay for every single optional equipment that you want to add on. It's very rare to see a Volkswagen Group car that's actually fully loaded. So going back to that original question that I stated at the start of this video, Cupra R, Golf R or Audi S3? I asked the owner of this car and his answer was pretty definite. He said that he got this car because of price. It's actually 6,000 euros cheaper than a similarly equipped Golf R and 20,000 euros cheaper than a similarly equipped Audi S3. So yes, it sounds like a no-brainer. If you don't care about brands and what badge your car has, then you might as well get the Cupra R. However, there are reasons why you would get this car beyond that, and one of those reasons is that this is, as I said before, a special edition. There are plenty of Golf Rs around, but only 3,000 worldwide of these. Although to be fair, I like the Golf R's more understated aesthetic better than these Cupra R's more aggressive styling. But I know that someone in the comments might say the opposite thing. In the end, I think this car matches the Seat/Cupra philosophy of getting more for less money. And to be honest, if you're getting a Golf R, that means that you're essentially paying 6,000 euros just for the badge. And to some that might make perfect sense. But I think this car, as well as the Golf R, are both wonderful dailies, and that's what they were made for. It's a car that you can take Monday through Friday to work, and then on a Sunday go on a track day. You cannot really go wrong. All in all, this car leaves a wonderful taste in my mouth, and I really enjoyed driving it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like it, comment and subscribe for more content on this channel. Until next time.